Welcome back to Geekly Goods. It's your favorite crew, Leo, here with
Alex.
And Stu.
Yeah, here to talk Game of Thrones, that first episode, everybody, that opened the season up so drastically well. But it wasn't super action-packed. I mean, we got a lot of reunions in this one. With a little bit, one big twist that happened in the episode, but...
I guess. Yeah.
Give me your initial thoughts, Stu.
Yeah,
what you thought about this episode?
In a weird way, this first episode felt like the last episodes of Game of Thrones seasons past.
Yeah.
Right? Like they wrap up all the loose ends, get everybody where they need to go to set the next season off. So in that way, I was a little disappointed in a weird way. Like, it was really good. I really enjoyed the whole episode, but I kind of thought, hey, wait a second, like, where's the story being propelled forward? Like, there's only 6 episodes in the season.
Not a lot of time.
Like, let's go.
Yeah, dude.
I thought they kind of took a little bit lethargic pace.
A backseat drive.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of exposition and a lot of like, hey, remember these people?
Yeah.
There again.
Kind of like threading needles together without really giving a big purpose. What were your initial thoughts on it?
I was definitely expecting like a death, and I was expecting to be heartbroken. And I like currently I'm like a little disappointed that didn't happen. But next week I'll be like, oh, I remember last week when things were good.
Right.
Yeah, and see, that's kind of where what I'm thinking here. Like when the episode closed out and kind of nothing big or drastic happened, I was like, this is the calm before the storm.
We still have all of our friends now.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's gonna...
we don't know by the end of the season. I mean, here's the thing. They're setting up with what seems like a lot of squabbling in the north, like a lot of kind of inner fights, and I mean justified really, but this is not a good thing for all of them. Like all this squabbling, man, is going to lead to the Night King coming in and dusting some people out.
I think it's like super interesting to finally watch all of these conflicts be resolved, because like we've known about them for seasons and seasons, and we literally finally saw people come face to face with each other.
Yeah, I know. Like, well, Jamie Brand.
All away.
Yeah, I will say the cool thing that I really liked on this episode was like the Jamie Brand thing is a great part of it. But the parallels that they did from the very first episode of Game of Thrones to this one.
Absolutely.
I mean, even the opening shot of like the small child running through the crowd to see the troops coming in.
Yeah, that was flashbacks to Bran.
The whorehouse with Bronn, like flashing back to Tyrion in the whorehouse. Like, there's a lot of
and the king and queen coming in.
The king and queen.
A much different king and queen.
Jamie coming in, taking off his whatever's covering his head, his hood.
It's like, come on, we know that's Jamie. He's the last one to show up.
But it's one of the same where it's like,
good old Jamie.
This is pretty interesting. It's a nice. They're starting to close the series, which is starting to feel that way, and that was a nice way to start it off.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the style to it. Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like a breath of fresh air, if you will, to Game of Thrones, because it's like we didn't lose like a huge major character.
Yeah.
Nobody's head got chopped off, and I was hoping to see that, man. I wanted like at least one person, which I thought Tormund was gone.
I feel like
I was like, it's close up for him. That's it. It's done. And then
it's
not
fine.
quite.
Yeah.
If he died, I was gonna walk out of your house.
Is that the end of Game of Thrones for you?
He looks like my friend David, and that's all I care about.
Oh man, well then you got personal stakes in this. No way.
He doesn't have personal stakes.
There's no end of Game of Thrones for me. Like, the end of Game of Thrones is the closing credits of the last episode.
Okay, right on.
There's literally nothing they could do that would make me walk away from this show.
I just about walked away when they killed off Jon Snow. I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done with my boy Kit.
I wasn't digging his death, but I was like, wow, this is unique.
Yeah,
it was violent, and it was kind of like, oh my god, Ned Stark died, Robb Stark died, Jon Snow died, like all the Starks are done. Yeah. But they brought my boy back anyway. Love you, John. What was everybody's favorite reunion? Like a lot of reunions this episode.
So mine's kind of a three-fer.
Okay.
But it's centered around, so it's Arya with Gendry and then also the Hound.
Nice.
Because it's all kind of one scene, right?
Yeah.
So like, I love the Hound and Arya, and basically just the respect. Like, oh, like his line, oh, you're a cold little bitch, aren't you? It's like, yeah, she is. Like, she's badass. And like, and then the to contrast that with her meeting up with Gendry again in the same room, in those forges, and he's like, oh, that's a nice little sword. Like, have you used it? And it's like, like one guy obviously knowing how badass she is, and then the other guy having no concept,
Yeah.
like still thinking of her as the
little Aerie,
the little Aerie, like
brother figure she made earlier in the
So,
series.
and the other thing that was nice was we saw a little bit of a softening from Arya there. Like,
yeah, we did.
her and Gendry, and even her and Hound had like there was a moment of like, yeah, we're friends.
Yeah.
Like we tried to kill each other, but we're friends.
Right.
But Gendry, it's like, oh, there's a little romance there.
Yeah.
And so you have to wonder.
I put Gendry on the throne.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
you're not-
Wait, you gave me so much crap for putting Gendry on the throne.
Well,
What changed your mind? Hold on.
but well, yeah, go ahead. What you
Yeah,
thought?
what? Where did this hat come from?
Your reaction is basically entirely why I put him, because I was just like, it's been a lot of build-up for Dany, it's been a lot of build-up for Jon Snow. Gendry's still there for some reason.
And he's been brought back,
He
and I
keeps
know he's the
coming back.
blacksmith. I mean, he's the guy that makes the weapons. But there's a bigger purpose for him in all this scheme.
It feels
And
like
let's round it right on back out.
But this is
from season 1.
This is a wheel thing, and this is the entire show, in my opinion.
Yeah,
There's a wheel.
right.
Everything repeats, and so Arya and Gendry is a repeat of Robert and
Lyanna.
Lyanna. Like that's a repeat. Like
Yeah.
everything is coming back full circle, and it's being repeated by the next generation. So I'm kind of like. It's all very nice and fitting. It all makes sense. I don't think they're gonna end up on the crown.
I think
but
no one will.
He'll end up taking House Baratheon back, and she'll be like,
Maybe
do
his
they
lady.
do they get married? Do they have a thing? Like I don't know. Do they just go off and adventure together? Whatever it is,
Yeah.
there seems like hope for both of them when they're together.
I think Jon and Dany are gonna get together and break the wheel, per se, and then there won't be anybody on the Iron Throne at the end. I think the kingdoms are
Well,
gonna liberate themselves,
So
be separate, and
Yeah.
they'll all be 7 separate kingdoms. Maybe 8, including the wildlings. But they'll still work together in wars, just not as one whole kingdom.
I feel like that's too optimistic for Game of Thrones.
Agreed.
Like, I don't think we're gonna get a sweet little buttoned-up ending. I think we're gonna get something.
that would
we're gonna
be
get
kinda in the middle of the road.
No, that's pretty happy to me. I think we're gonna get an ending that's kind of like a thinky ending. Like it's kind of bittersweet. It is kind of like
Yeah.
at face value, it's like, oh cool, like whoever is on the throne. But like to Stu's point, like oh wait.
Oh, that's
And you gave
Yeah.
me so much shit about the Gendry thing. And now you're supporting
I think I
Gendry?
just give you shit about
Yeah,
everything.
I mean, just about everything.
The other thing for the wheel thing again. This is the wheel. I think Dany's gonna try and break the wheel, and in trying to do so, restarts the wheel.
Yeah.
Like she's Aegon the Conqueror. We talked about this, and it's like for her to come all the way back to Westeros with her dragons, with her armies, do the whole conquering thing,
Yep. It's
to end
the
up
same thing.
alone on the Iron Throne is kind of fitting.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
it's a little tragic. Like she's had love, she's had opportunities and happiness, and she always chooses the conqueror.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The game is still wide open, which is the cool part
yeah,
too.
for sure.
And that is one thing I really did like about this episode, is they kept every avenue open.
Oh, yeah.
And they were
Anything
like,
could happen.
they're gonna keep us guessing till the very end, and that's kind of brilliant.
Yeah,
the
Not a
gates
lot of
are
shows
so
can
wide
do it.
open.
Yeah, not a lot of shows can do that. Like if you look back at things like Lost or I don't even Breaking Bad, the final
they go on
seasons, you know where this is heading, and they kind of let the game up a little early,
Yeah.
so you can kind of get closure. I don't think there's gonna be closure at the end of the show.
No, there's no charted out path for us that can give us this assumption, that one. That's why all the theories are still floating around in the first place.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of
there's just
ridiculous
so
ones,
much.
too.
Yeah, well, listen, we could dive into an entire video on the theories, but I want to get to Alex and I want to hear your favorite reunion, man.
I'm gonna go like
Who was the best?
full lame and say Jamie and Bran.
Ooh, that's great.
Here we
I love
go.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Not typical
fantastic.
at all. Not at
It was
all.
hilarious.
That was
Yeah.
that's top
Funny.
3 for me too. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun. It was
it was-
a great reunion.
And it like perfectly sets up what the next episode could have in it. Because
Yeah.
honestly, at the end of the last season, kind of like the thing that stuck out in my head the most was like, ooh, finally Jamie is gonna like leave. Jamie's gonna go do something because his
For
redemption
himself.
arc.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
redemption arc has been very like Zuko-esque, and I'm really living for it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
He is basically the Zuko of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so I'm like Zuko and Bran Flakes. Let's see how it
Zuko
goes.
and Bran Flakes.
I did like too. I mean that line that he gives to John or whoever it was, where he's like, "I'm waiting for an old friend," and then you don't realize what that means until Jamie comes
Yeah.
through. And here's my thing: I think I don't think the animosity that a lot of people are expecting
is there.
I think Bran's going to say thank you.
Yeah.
Like, Jaime put him down the path to be the three-eyed raven.
Which has, in turn, helped them with this entire war.
Right, so in a weird way...
I bet the true animosity is, like, Dany.
Yeah.
She's gonna, well, okay, here's my favorite reunion.
Well, we did see that
Sam
in the preview.
My favorite reunion was Sam and John.
Yeah.
The simple fact of what
That
that's
was
going
nice.
to establish in the bigger story here. Now that Jon Snow knows who he is, he's got to keep it buttoned up and tight. Unless, because if Dany figures out, there's gonna be a civil war
We
in that
historically
Targaryen home.
kind of know he's not great at that.
Yeah,
I mean, we know
not
he's
a
not.
sneaky fella.
Well,
No.
yeah, exactly. He's,
He's not
gonna
gonna-
slip it out or something's
He's
gonna
not good at
happen.
lying. He's not good at keeping secrets.
So you got, but I don't think he's gonna like approach Dany and just be like, "Hey,
He
so,
is the son of the honorable
Aegon."
Ned Stark. He is.
yeah.
He's so honorable.
You guys think
he
he's
died.
gonna march right up to Dany next episode and be like, "I gotta talk with you"? Real
There's
quick.
a strong
There's-
chance by the end of
he's-
next episode.
I don't know,
He's stupid
man.
enough to do it.
Yeah.
Like, he's not
naive.
stupid, but like, he's done
He
enough
might want to
to
keep that one under wraps.
Oh, he should.
Like, he's got to keep that one down
Oh,
because
he-
as soon as she figures out, there's gonna be issues all in the north.
Well, but it also depends on what he wants. Like, on the breaking the wheel thing, like, he is the rightful heir, but he doesn't want a crown.
That's true.
So if he says,
You
I'm giving it up, like, it's all you, I mean,
Yeah.
basically he pulls a Theon in a weird parallel there, but, like, saying to the woman, like,
It's all
I don't
yours.
want this, by all means leave.
Okay, I'll take it back a little bit. If the Northerners figure out,
Well,
they're
yeah, that's trouble.
because they're gonna be like, all right, well, our king in the North is gonna be the one on the Iron Throne, and you know they're not gonna give that up.
No.
Like Lyanna Mormont stood up in the episode and was like, "Aren't you king in the North?
I
Though?
love
Like, what are you
her.
doing?" Like,
Yeah, she's a
when she
little
called
badass.
when she called him out, that was just
Although,
so badass.
I'm a little shocked, like, thinking about it, John needs to put those people down. Like, he
Yeah,
needs to
he's
put them in
gotta
their
tell
place.
them.
He's
Yeah.
getting a little soft. He's getting a little like, oh, I have a lot of feelings about things. I don't want to hurt anybody's alliances. It's like, yo, we need to see some strength from you, man. Like,
yeah.
Here's the thing about John: he's emotional, not political.
but
He is like no politics.
But he's also like
yeah, I
not a
understand that.
baby.
Right, like,
Yeah.
he's not. He shouldn't be getting bullied by some little girl. And like, I know
But
she's.
she makes a good point. I mean, it's like, hey, we named you king in the North, bro. What are
honestly,
you doing?
she makes a terrible point. He is doing the thing that's best for the North, and they're all. I mean, this is the whole point of the episode, right? He's doing the thing that's best for the North and best
And
for the
they're,
kingdoms,
like,
and they're all
stubborn about it.
squabbling over lands and titles and things that don't mean anything. And it was a great little theme where it's like, you can relate it to almost any large war that we've had in our real lives in like history or whatever. But it's one of those things like, the people who actually care about the greater evil, they will do whatever it takes.
Mhm.
But the people who are squabbling over lands and titles and riches or whatever, they always get in the way.
Yeah.
But the point she's making is, we called you a king. What are you doing following somebody else?
Wouldn't a good king?
And you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, you're right in what you're saying. In
She's-
that for the bigger picture, he's doing the best for everyone.
And again, Ned Stark bent the knee to Robert, right?
Yeah,
like,
no.
how many Starks have bent the knee to
Got
how many
chopped.
kingdoms? Well, not by Robert though. Like, that was 30 years later. Like, that's a whole thing. Like,
And
the
they
king of
and-
the North generally bends the knee to the king of the Iron, the Seven Kingdoms. Like,
Well,
that's a pretty normal thing. Like,
yeah,
that's for like the
But
last
that's-
couple thousand years, the king of the North has been under the Iron Throne.
Well, the whole king in the North thing is a return back to liberating the North.
I understand,
They
but it's
want that king. They want their own
yeah,
land
but that's
away
been
from Westeros.
thousands of years.
Yeah,
and
since the
that's-
last king
It's
of the North
also
before-
kind of BS. It's one of those like,
Man.
let it go. Nobody in the South is like messing with you.
Yeah.
Like no Lannister is like marching up there and they're like, I
Hey,
want
it's
my
our land.
taxes. It's like, no, man, you're still paying taxes to the Starks. They're just taking a bit of that and sending it down
Man,
south.
I can't blame them for wanting to be away from all that squabbling in King's Landing. They
Yeah,
just want to
they'll just
liberate themselves.
and squabble
I
amongst
get it.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well now that's where the problem's coming in. They
That's-
just
yeah.
going back and forth about this shit.
Yeah, they're stubborn.
Yeah,
But
man.
I mean, they're gonna get in line again. The thing that we all seem to forget as a viewer, like, we've seen so many White Walker scenes, so many white scenes. Like, we have seen them in action. We know the threat as a viewer,
Mhm.
but we forget 99% of the people have not seen
Nope.
this.
And
So they don't. There's no
the
actual threat that they know of.
And the people who have seen it haven't even seen the full army. They seen the
I
zombie.
mean, some of them have, like.
Well, yeah,
everyone-
John. I'm
anyone
saying like
at Hard
the
Home.
collective in that season 7 closer. They
Yeah.
saw the one white. They don't know about this whole army. They're filling
they
them
were
in, and it's like,
surrounded
yo, huh?
They got surrounded by it.
I'm talking Cersei Lannister,
Oh,
all
yeah.
them people.
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody in King's
yeah.
Landing who has not seen the army has no idea what's coming.
I find it hard to believe
They-
Cersei would care if she did see the whole army, honestly.
I think
Yeah.
she's a little more frightened than we think.
I think her
She
initial
might be. Sorry,
I
go
think
ahead.
her initial strategy of like let them kill each other is probably just would stay the same. If she knew
Send
how
the
many
gold
there were,
company
you know?
up, corner them,
No,
kill
just
each other.
no. You just wait.
Wait,
Like-
half of them will eliminate each other, and then by the time they get to her, like
It's actually a really good strategy.
Yeah, it is.
Like if you don't
Politically
care
speaking,
about
yeah.
anyone like losing life and property, and like if you don't care about humans, like
Yeah.
might as
at
well
all.
stay and chill in your spot.
Yeah,
if you're
you-
Cersei
wait for the
Lannister,
sun to
you
come
blow
in.
up a chunk of your own city. Like
It's
this
not-
is what you're gonna
this
do.
is
Like
fine.
it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know that they have a dragon. Like I think that's the big thing. If she knew
Yeah,
they had
the
a dragon,
whites.
like she can at least say, "Oh, I'm safe behind King's Landing's like walls." Like what are they gonna do? Scale the walls? We have 20,000 new people in here that are the best fighters in the world.
Yeah.
Like we can hold them off, but they have a dragon. Like
Right.
there's a dragon
And you
in there.
cannot hold that off. Clearly, the
Yeah.
wall couldn't, so you can't either.
Right. So there's no hiding there. So it's like she's missing a lot of key information. Like she
I don't
might
know.
change her mind.
I think somehow her and the Night King are gonna get in touch. Maybe form
Do you
some
think
kind
he'll
of
call her
bond or
on his
alliance.
cell phone
I
and
don't
be like,
know.
Hey man, I hate them.
For a
He's
character
just gonna
that-
magically dial her up.
For a character that hasn't said a single word in 7 and change seasons.
I don't think we're
Well,
gonna
hold
get
on.
like. I don't think we're gonna really get a whole lot of like
I don't
Night King
dialogue from the
personality, Night King story.
I kind of hope we don't. Like, that's the thing is everybody's jumping to these conclusions that he
We
might be a
don't need it.
Targaryen, he might be Bran. How about just no? He's an original character that wants to take over the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, I mean, here's
I'd
my
be down for
thing.
that.
It's we saw who he was.
Yeah, he was like a random
he's
first man. Yep.
They changed him. Like, there's a lot of these theories like, oh, he's the Mad King. No,
no.
we actually saw him.
Yeah,
like,
we've seen the Mad King.
This is one of the things. I'm gonna go on a little tangent here.
Yay!
But yeah. All right. So these look. I love crazy theories. I love fan theories as much as the next person. But some of them, especially really only with Game of Thrones have I ever really seen this. People are getting out of control. with them.
Ridiculous.
They're like, all right. So what if Bran is actually a dragon that morphed into
Oh
a
my
boy?
God, yeah,
and
that-
then he got pushed off, but he can actually fly, and that's why he's able to be a three-eyed raven. Is he's going
man.
to turn back into a dragon in the last season and eat the Night King. He's actually going to become the Night King.
I got
And it's
one
like,
worse for
It's
you.
one of those like, what?
I got
where
one
does
worse
any
for
of
you
this
that
even come from?
I got one worse for you that I seen today.
Shoot.
Littlefinger is not dead. He's the Night King.
Yeah.
What?
How?
How in God's earth? How would he ever come back?
Let's give
First of all, they
credit where
slashed
credit is
his
due.
throat.
Littlefinger played the game really well.
Really
And then
well.
he died.
Yeah, he lost.
Right.
He lost. That's it. He's not gonna come back. That he's dead.
Yeah.
And again, to ignore the entire fact of, well, Littlefinger is in King's Landing, we see the Night King north of the wall.
Yeah.
It's not like Littlefinger died and then next episode the Night King pops up.
What's up? Yeah,
Like,
we've seen him
Yeah.
We've
back to
seen
back.
them at the same time
Yeah.
in different places. And like I understand there's magic, I understand there's like crazy
But
things
no
that happen,
way.
but there are also limits to this world, and it's generally based in reality.
And the Mad King
General.
also had silver hair his entire life. And the first man that we saw that was actually the Night King
Has
brown,
brown.
hair.
Yeah.
He looks more like a Stark than he does a Targaryen.
And I like your theory that there's some relationship there.
Yeah, a little bit of relationship there. Maybe
Yeah.
they're coming back to say, well, the North is actually ours.
Yeah.
You
It's-
know?
so the whole like crazy fan theory, well, it's fun and it's like cool to go down these rabbit holes. People need to chill.
It's getting crazy,
You
man.
just need to like actually think about this for a second, and also know that there's only 5 episodes left.
Yep, we don't have enough time for this.
One of them is an entire battle. The entire one is a battle. So really, there's only 4 episodes to really get like
And I think
extra
it's the
story.
third episode, or third or fourth, that's like the longest one.
Yeah,
so
I
you're
think
going to
the
get
third,
the
yeah.
entire war in all of that.
And it's like, look, they're gonna give some details, get some new information to us. Like obviously, there's gonna be twists and turns, but let's base it on the last 7 seasons
Come on,
we've
yeah,
seen.
for
They're
real.
not
just-
lazy.
Yeah, like they're good writers. It's a good
Yeah.
series. Yeah.
Honestly, half the theories we're seeing aren't even going to come up. The context of it,
No.
it's like, no, we don't have enough time. I think collectively in the rest of the season, we've got about 10 hours, maybe? I might even be
Max.
overshooting.
I was gonna say, I think
Oh
like
no,
that.
I think it's 6 or
Because
7.
the last
Yeah.
two are hour 20,
right.
and then the ones before that are about 80.
I think the next one,
And the next
episode
one
2
is
is
under
still short.
6.
yeah,
Under an hour,
episode
under
2
6.
is an hour. 3, I think, an hour and a half. 4 and 5 and 6 are all about like hour 20.
Yeah,
so we're
that's
talking
not
like
enough.
6 or 7 hours of content.
We
And
can't cover all this.
And
part.
there's a lot of brooding, long looks in there. Like that is
Yeah.
that's chewing up clock.
We got a lot of Jon Snow pouting to
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at least an hour of that.
Yeah.
And we got him flying on a dragon.
Okay, that was
That was pretty awesome.
it was
I
like
loved
at the
that.
same time awesome and terribly corny, which
Well,
is fine. Which
you-
is fine.
You know what happened with Kit behind the scenes, right?
No, I didn't
He
hear
got
that.
his left ball got stuck.
It was his right
on
ball.
His right ball got stuck
Yeah,
on the
details
board.
are important.
Yeah, yeah.
He's vital.
On the mechanical rider got stuck on there, so he's like waving around, actually, like
He's
calling
being
for
flung
help.
around by his
Right? yeah, he's being
No
snatched
way.
around by his testicle.
Wow. That's,
So that was all legit. All that, like that's all like pain and suffering.
to be honest, I was like, that's pretty good acting.
Yeah.
No, he thought he was gonna die.
That was like real.
Yeah, that's about as scary as it gets.
Oh man,
Wow.
the dragons warmed up to him really quick, which speaks to that Targaryen.
Well, one of them
blood.
did.
Yeah.
Warmed
One
up.
of-
Drogon was not cool. He was,
He was like,
hold
I don't know
on,
about this guy. but-
kissing mom and shit. I don't know.
What is it, Viserys?
Viserion is the undead
Viserion.
one.
Oh, he's in it. What's the third
Rhaegal
one?
is the last,
Rhaegal,
which
yeah.
is named after his father.
Yeah, oh,
Shit.
so that makes sense. It'll be nice to see. I'm excited to see both of them flying dragons in battle.
Yeah, the dragons look good this season
look
too.
great.
They look phenomenal. Not that they didn't the last few, but
No, but they put some
they're
extra work
stepping
in.
up the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they got a couple new servers, a couple new render farms.
Hell
something
yeah.
like-
The production stepped up way up.
yeah, they did a good job. And
Yeah.
look, it was a slow episode. I have to say, all things being equal, like we didn't really get a twist.
No.
I like the John learning his heritage is a twist, but we already knew all that, so it's kind of like, eh.
And the Umber kid, unfortunately, getting slaughtered.
Yeah, but
not
that's
major
like,
character.
All right, so
so
yeah, he was in one episode
Yeah.
before, so like,
it's like
whatever.
we're not really attached to that character,
No,
so
not
the
at all.
death isn't.
Which is
large.
again, somebody said this the other day. It's a little bizarre that like we are watching a show. A small child is literally like
Pinned to the wall.
pinned to the wall with like severed
Spin.
limbs in a spiral all around him, and we're all like, "Yeah, oh good,
Game of Thrones.
is back."
No.
Yeah.
What does that sigil mean?
Yeah,
That he's like-
exactly.
And we're all like, oh my god, Tormund, no.
Yeah, like,
We're worried for the adult
we
who
don't
can
really care
defend
about
himself.
the 8-year-old child, but yeah, but that's Game of Thrones. Like,
Right.
you know, it is what it is.
So, predictions for next episode. What do y'all think is going to
More
happen?
brooding.
Yeah.
Jon Snow's gonna pout.
I think there's going to be a lot of that this
He's
season.
gonna frown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are good calls.
Yeah.
I think the catacombs and the tombs are going to play into the next episode. Something's going to be revealed in there. I don't know what it is. There's been a lot of theories on this one.
Including ours.
Yeah.
Check it out if you
I
haven't.
mean, everything from like an ice dragon under there to
There's
like
not a nice
a new
dragon
Night
under there.
King.
another Night King,
There's not another Night King.
which these are falling into the realms of like ridiculousness,
Alex, man.
but also like there's an artifact that the Night King needs down there.
I can
There's like a power source.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things like that where I'm like, okay, this kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's crazy because, you know, they're down in that trailer. They seem to know where they're headed when they get to the statue, and then they turn around, they're surprised, and there's this slipping, cold frost
Yeah.
coming across the ground, and it's like, you gotta ask yourself, is that the Night King approaching them, or is that some kind of hidden secret under there? Like, I think there's some kind of hidden connection between the Starks and the White Walkers, and this is what it is.
It's gonna show up.
It's
below.
gonna show up.
Here's another thing that I will say. Like, so in the I'm gonna go a little book on here. So in the show, you really only see that one hallway.
Yep.
Right. So the catacombs kind of seem, or the tombs seem very minimal.
You
right.
wanna talk about the frozen statues?
No, not really. But like in the books, Rickon is very different than, he doesn't go away. He hides in the catacombs for like 3 years, and essentially becomes a feral child. And they can't find him, and it's him and his direwolf, and they're like going into all these back areas. So one of my thoughts is like, maybe these catacombs are way bigger than we think.
I definitely think they
Right.
are. Like,
And the scary part of that means there's also a lot of dead bodies down there.
It's true.
So I'm wondering if the top of Winterfell gets kind of taken, and then everybody has to escape through the catacombs,
And then they start discovering the secrets, and the Starks aren't the good guys we thought they were the whole
Also,
time.
here's the other one that I'm kind of hoping. This might be the first time we see Lightbringer, which is the fabled sword of Azor Ahai.
Yeah.
Right?
That
like,
would be awesome.
so there could be a secret sword, or like some more Valyrian steel that's been
hidden
or lost.
or...
I'm just saying, like, I played Dungeons and Dragons. We all know what happens
yes.
when you go down to a dusty catacomb and there's a secret crypt down there.
Yep.
There's a cool artifact that's totally powerful.
Oh,
so I'd like to see a little something there.
We gotta be looking at something massive.
That's
it can't be. I'm really hoping it's not some kind of random sword we never seen in the series before,
or like
some kind of
some
small relic or
about,
something.
Like the family,
like a page ripped out of a book or something. Like no, don't do that to us. Let's give us some magic. Man, wouldn't it be dope for a dragon and just like...
Okay,
there's not a dragon.
This is what I was talking about.
Awesome. But like, listen, what if there was an egg? Like an ice dragon egg?
A dragon egg would be cool.
Sick, yo.
I'm fine with a dragon egg.
Yeah, or
but
like
there was no full-grown dragon.
I mean, maybe not a full-grown dragon, but something the size of the dire wolves, maybe. I mean, it doesn't even have to be puppy. Them dire wolves are huge, man.
Okay, well,
they're like ghosts.
It doesn't matter if you're not down there.
I mean, you don't know.
I would bet another $10.
Nope. I don't want to bet nothing. But I definitely think it's whatever it is, it's gonna connect the White Walkers with the Starks. There's got to be some kind of connection there. The Night King and Bran have these ominous stairs. I mean, he got through whatever portal he's trying to get through Bran.
Right.
So there's got to be some kind of connection there. And the reason why I do like the Bran Stark theory is because, I mean, if he was the Three-Eyed Raven and tripped up and fell somewhere in time, he's already done it with Hodor. Right. So I would love to see it in such a massive mistake that he almost has to give his own life to save the Seven Kingdoms.
This all makes it all makes sense, because honestly, like, as much as this is Jon and Dany's story of like the prince or the princess that was promised and they come back and blah blah blah.
Right.
This is a lot. There's a lot of build up on Bran and his abilities, and like if Littlefinger's death is the most that Bran does with this ability, it's a little underutilized to say the least. Like, you can see anything in the past, and that's as far back as we go. I don't know. I feel, well, basically, there's something there, and they really need to go into it, and I think they will. They can't leave it that blank.
Prediction for next episode: we about to lose a major character.
Ooh.
And here's the thing. I know Jaime has a big role to play, and I know I'm putting a lot up here, but he might be first to go. I mean, look, Dany. She burned Randall Tarly and Dickon Tarly. She might very well put Jaime right in front of the mouth.
But Jaime has a habit of worming his way out of trouble.
I will also say, Jaime is, if given the option to bend the knee, I think he would bend the knee.
100%.
Because he's definitely not going back to Cersei.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's done.
Right.
So
he's not too good to bend the knee with Dany.
I think it's gonna be really tense. Like, it's gonna be really close. And at the last second, Jaime gets pulled out, either by his cunning, by Brienne,
maybe even Tyrion will say something to convince.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
I would see Tyrion saving him because he just saved Tyrion.
Right. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who Jaime has saved in this room, and there's a lot of people that have saved Jaime. So there's a lot of relationships.
A couple people have been sabotaged by him. I mean, it's like, Dany, man, reaching back and be like, you killed my dad. Is this going to be more of like a...
Those grudges do last a long time. And
she has so many times that she knows what her father was.
Yeah,
so
and
maybe
that's
we'll
what
find
I was
out,
thinking.
do you really know who he was?
Yeah, and she's like, and maybe he'll fill her in on the story, like, he was going to burn my father, my brother, the entire King's Landing,
city,
everything, the Citadel, everything, and then that will wake her up.
Yeah, she might get a lot more information out of him.
Yeah.
And it might be, and also, what would be really nice that I'd like to see is Jaime having a little bit of a come to God moment.
Same.
Where he's always been kind of flirting with, oh my God, I've done terrible things.
2 hours later. A few moments later.
And we're back! Cut out there, but yes, where were we? Jaime. Yeah, I mean, let me tell you, like, look, I know it was his oath vote. Like, I know that was... Well, that was for the realm, because he was about to blast the realm with wildfire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like, Jaime has been honorable in his own way.
Yep.
And like in a larger way, it's the greater good. And it's kind of similar to Varys, where it's like the realm is above everything else. Varys is much more clear about that.
Yeah.
But Jaime kind of has this underlying, like he was indoctrinated into the honor, family, duty, like the knightly honor thing.
And he threw all that away to go be a part of the Kingsguard. And then, I mean, also he's been going through this his whole life, right? Because the whole Cersei versus Tyrion thing, do what's right for the realm or do what I want.
Yeah.
Tyrion versus Cersei.
Yeah.
But which is bad for him. Well, Cersei. Fuck Cersei. But any final thoughts, guys?
No, I think this is it's a great start to this last season.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm loving where they're going, and I'm just excited that it's back. Like this is such a cool thing that like as a nerd, as a geek, like growing up on fantasy, like this is so cool that everybody in this entire country, it feels like, maybe around the world, they're saying like 1 billion people watched the first episode. This is like the nerd dream.
Yeah, dude.
Dragons.
We have reached nerdvana.
It's so good.
It was never like that really with Lord of the Rings. I mean, you had a big fan base, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like everybody.
It was mostly the nerds.
Yeah, it was the tight-knit groups of us. Yeah. Now
we came out strong for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, man.
And then we got everybody else on Game of Thrones.
Alex, any final thoughts?
I think this week we were borderline slightly bored, but next week I'll be like, no. Because somebody is going to go
somebody's
down.
gonna
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was like this the whole
me too.
time. I was like, oh my god, and you know.
But I thought Tormund was going to die.
Yeah,
Like,
same. Not losing anybody though gave me a feeling of satisfaction. Yeah, it was like, you know, I'm glad we got a breath of fresh air here without anybody dying and then Gibson slaying.
Yeah, and the hype gets a second to calm down.
Yeah.
All right, we're back in it. Everybody, woof, like. Bring those crazy theories down a notch.
Get ready to brood.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. This is still Game of Thrones.
Yeah, man. But guys, be sure to comment your thoughts and weigh in. Let us know your theories, what you thought about that first episode, and everything Game of Thrones. We will see you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow Geekly Goods on all social media platforms, and grab something from our store. We take $1 of every purchase and donate it to arts education to keep arts in the classrooms. We'll see you next time.